Hello everyone, this is Mario. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to stage 2 of the Tour de Suisse 2019 in Pro Cycling Manager. So after the individual time trial in the first stage, where I think I could have performed a bit better with especially Rui Costa, he lost a bit of time to other GC contenders, nothing really significant. Today the riders face a hilly stage. It's a circuit that has 6 Category 2 climbs. The start and finish of the stage is in Langnau im Emmental, and with Rui Costa among the top 10 favorites for today's stage, I will try my best to take the stage win with him. With the final climb around 20 kilometers away from the finish, an attack there might be decisive for the stage win. So the riders are now beginning the stage from Langnau im Emmental. It's 156 kilometers in a circuit. So Rui Costa is having a +1 day. It's good for the objective of trying to take this stage. Although one of the riders that could be important for that objective, Fabio Aru, is having a -2 day. I'm not putting any rider in the breakaway. I don't think that any of the riders I have besides Costa, Aru, and Enau are good enough to take the mountain classification in this race. I could send Manuel Emori, but he's not strong enough to win the mountain classification, and I really don't believe that the peloton is going to let Fabio Aru to go in the breakaway. So for now, I will keep all my riders in the peloton. So in today's breakaway, we have currently 4 riders, although with the pace so strong, 2 of them are already dropping. Enzo Wouters is not following the pace of Luis Mas, Tosh van der Sande and Stefan Kung, and Kung is going to take the first KOM points in this Tour de Suisse. Is already really out of energy, so the pace is really strong. The peloton is pacing hard with the Switzerland national team and rally cycling trying to bring back the breakaway riders. They probably wanted to have one of their riders in the breakaway. And Rui Costa dropped from the peloton. Why did this happen? Oh, and there's a fall, a big fall here. Let's see. Wow, so many riders. Let's see if someone is already abandoning. Elia Viviani and Greg Van Avermaet. No, actually Viviani is still in the race. So, but Greg Van Avermaet and Kamna are out of this race. And also Taco van der Hoorn. I need to bring Rui Costa back to the front. Why is this happening? Oh, come on. The pace is ridiculously high. There are only 42 riders in the front group. Rui Costa is back here. This is incredible. How did this happen? This climb is really, really steep. We now have Patrick Schelling attacking from the Swiss team. The pace, the slope in this climb is really, really impressive. So Schelling was the first one in this climb. And so after all that happened so far, we have Egan Bernal in a group further behind. There are plenty of riders here. They will probably catch up the front group or the favorites group, even though there are favorites here as well. Geraint Thomas is in this group as well. So there are plenty of riders here. We have Marc Soler in this group. So yeah, this has been a really eventful first third of the race. I actually managed to get my leaders back in the front of the race, even though Rui Costa dropped a bit in the beginning. We now have another attack. Enrico Battaglin is attacking. The only rider in the front of the race is Patrick Schelling. I think it's Patrick. I hope I'm not saying his name wrong. Batalin is trying to get to him. So the riders are now starting the ascension to Schellenberg for the second time. In the front of this race, we only have Schelling and Batalin, but they are completely out of energy, both of them. So Batalin was caught by the peloton now. Schelling is not going to hold on for much longer. So let's just focus on our riders, especially Rui Costa, Emmental, and Fabio Aru. So now approaching the top of the Schellenberg, it's Team Sky imposing the pace in the front of the group. Actually, Geraint Thomas and Egan Bernal are in a really good positions. They are really in the front. Also, Rui Costa is there. Bistrom is out of energy for the day, so he's not going to be able to protect Rui Costa anymore. I might have to use Alexander Kristoff on Rui Costa now. So let's just drop Bistrom. He's done everything he could today. Kristoff won't be able to do much as well for long, but when his energy is depleted, I think it will be the time for Sergio Henao or Fabio Aru to help Rui Costa. So right now I'm already using Sergio Henao to protect Rui Costa. Costa sprinted for the previous intermediate sprint. He was second there. So the riders are now about to start the third and final lap of this stage, of this circuit. We have 61 men in the front group. I believe that all the favorites are still here, even though a lot of unexpected things happened during the stage. Some of the riders were dropped earlier, but then managed to get back into the front of the race. I still have my 3 best riders in this group. And as we approach the final 2 climbs, I'm thinking that the strategy I will use is to pace with Sergio Henao in the front of the peloton and to have Fabio Aru protecting Rui Costa so that the Portuguese rider can survive the final climbs in a good position and so that he can challenge for the stage win. So let's start the final ascension to Schellenberg with Henao in the front of the group, trying to put the pace. Luke Rowe is also trying to do the same for Team Ineos. And actually, this is not being easy for Sergio Henao. Let's try to increase the pace a bit with him. Let's see if Rui Costa isn't dropped. I'm going to give Fabio Aru his energy gel. Let's try to put some pressure in the other teams. So Henao is now out of energy. I still have Rui Costa here, protected by Fabio Aru, although Aru is about to be out of energy as well. Rui Costa is pretty much in the front of this peloton, so is in a really good position today. Fabio Aru won't be able to help Rui Costa for much longer, but we are going over the top of the Schellenberg, and Aru is still with the Portuguese rider, so he's still going to be able to help for a bit longer. So let's see what we can do in that final climb. So let's sprint with Rui Costa again for the bonus seconds here, and he got the time. So 6 more seconds for Rui Costa. So let's try to increase the pace with Rui Costa now a bit. We are 1.6 kilometers away from the top of this climb. There is a bit of a downhill just now. So let's try and push this a bit and try and attack now. Let's see if we can drop some of the other riders. This is really steep, this part of the climb. So I need to decrease the pace. There are still plenty of riders in this group. Most of the favorites are here. Let's try the attack again. Let's see if we can drop a few more riders. And now to recover some energy in the downhill. So there were a few attacks earlier as we approached the finish line. Let's try to follow Søren Kragh Andersen. As we approach the end of the stage, 2 kilometers away, Krag Andersen is probably the best rider in the sprint finish. Let's try to sprint now. Roman Kreuziger was the first one to attack. Let's see what Rui Costa can do. Can he take the stage today? And Rui Costa against Soren Krag Andersen. Rui Costa takes the win. Rui Costa wins stage 2 of the Tour de Suisse 2019. What a win for the Portuguese rider. In a 24-man group, he manages to take the win. He outsprint everyone else after an early sprint from Roman Kreuziger. Wow. I cannot be happier. I cannot be more satisfied than this. What a way to finish stage 2 after a kind of disappointing stage 1. So Rui Costa managed to outsprint all the other riders in this final group. The second in this stage was Soren Krag Andersen. As we can see, Rui Costa launched his sprint after Roman Kreuziger. Kreuziger was too early, and with a few more meters, Krag Andersen would have taken the win. Rui Costa, again behind the trees, is the winner of stage 2 of the Tour de Suisse. So really nice. Well, we cannot see him, but I'm sure he's pretty happy. I'm really satisfied with this win. The new leader in the GC is Soren Krag Andersen, now 4 seconds ahead of Rowan Dennis, and Rui Costa is now up to third. In the mountain classification, we have Soren Krag Andersen as the leader, although with the same number of points as Egan Bernal and Rui Costa. They all have 10 points. Rui Costa is the leader of the points classification after the win today, and also after taking some points in the intermediate sprints. He has 34 points against Soren Krag Andersen's 32. And the best young rider is, of course, Soren Krag Andersen, the leader of the GC. The best team after stage 2 is Team Bahrain Merida. So this was a really chaotic stage, a really high pace, especially in the first and in the final laps of this circuit stage. And in the end, I did manage to take the win with Rui Costa. It was the objective for this stage. I'm really, really happy to have taken the stage win so early in the race. So I can now really focus in the GC. I won't be too worried about stage wins. So in this stage, none of the GC contenders was dropped from the main group. There were only 24 riders credited with the same time at the end of the stage, but none of the big favorites for the GC was dropped. It's a shame that Sergio Henao lost 2 minutes and 40 in this stage, and Fabio Aru lost 2:59. So as I said, this was a really chaotic stage. There were 4 withdrawals in the race. The most significant rider to abandon the race was Greg van Avermaet. So since the bonus for the stage winner in the Tour de Suisse is 20 seconds, it's really significant. Rui Costa is now third in the general classification. So yeah, things are looking really good for the Portuguese rider. So looking at the next stage, it's going to be the chance for the sprinters to take a win. We will try that with Alexander Kristoff. He's among the top favorites for the stage win, behind Elia Viviani and Peter Sagan. There are a few riders capable of taking the win here. We also have Matteo Trentin, the European champion, and John Degenkolb from Trek Segafredo. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this stage. It was really hectic for the majority of it. I kind of had to improvise a few times and to adapt to the changing situation. The next stage will be much quieter, I expect. And so if you have enjoyed this, please like my video. Also, please comment below on what you think I did good and wrong during this stage. Help me to improve my race strategy and also my videos. I really appreciate your opinions. Also, if you have been enjoying my videos, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I really value your support. It's really important to know that other people like what I'm doing, and I hope to see you all next time for Stage 3 of the Tour de Suisse 2019 in Pro Cycling Manager. Bye!